Welcome, Keith, to Champagne and Conversations. How are you?
Hey, I'm living good. I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you. It's Friday evening, and
Come
thank you
on
for
now.
hanging out with me. I know you could be so many other places in the world.
Hey, listen, I got the invitation. I had to be here.
All right. Well, cheers to you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we're going to take a quick sip and talk about that fun song.
Come on now.
hmm Yes, Jitterbug brings back so many memories, probably a little bit earlier than you, but hey, it's in your DNA, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 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 yes. Heat Wave, ladies and gentlemen. We have the legacy of Heat Wave. Well, one of the members of the legendary band Heat Wave with us this evening. And Keith Wilder, in his own right, talented choreographer. I think you did sing a little bit, didn't you?
We still sing a little bit here and
Still
there.
sing a little bit. Did you rap a little bit too?
Hey, we don't talk about it. We're not talking about that.
So we have Keith Wilder here with us, and he is going to talk about all the amazing things that he has done. As we just celebrated you and the hip hop 50th anniversary or birthday on Urban One Honors, which was such a good performance. Which you came out with your beatbox and with the boombox. I'm sorry, and was really killing it. So yeah, let's talk about it. How was that performance?
Man, it was amazing and nerve-wracking all at the same time. That was the second Urban One Honors I've done, but
Okay,
the first one was during 2020. So, it was very lockdown.
sure.
Well, during the pandemic, not 2020, but so we did it just with the cameras and everyone that was on stage. There was no live audience, and that was actually for a tribute to Timbaland. So that was my first Urban One, which was amazing. So the following year, they reached out to the choreographer and they were like, "Hey, we want to do you guys again, but this time for 50 years of hip hop." So I
Yeah.
get the call and I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll be there." We're in rehearsals and the choreographer Callan Bryant, he was like, "So you're starting the entire show?" And I was like, "What do you mean by I'm starting it?" And he goes,
Yes.
"We're opening up and I need your performance to open up the show." And it was amazing. Spinderella did an amazing job
Yes.
with
Shout out to
everybody else
Spin.
I was on stage with, but she was the person to be like, "And go." And there was no 5, 6, 7, 8. It was whenever she pressed the button, I had to be ready.
Go.
So that was the nerve-wracking part, just catching the right beat. But besides that, it felt like home. I loved the stage, and it was a great time.
It was a great time and an awesome performance. It just kept coming. You did the intro, and of course you finished with Dougie Fresh, and
Yeah.
everything in the middle was dope. And you all did the what is that?
Flag
What's
surf? Yeah, listen, Dougie Fresh, he pioneered that entire thing. That was his set.
shout out to
He
our
knew how it was going. And
Dougie
he
Fresh.
said, "We're doing a homage to the college, so you better be swag surfing like I don't know what." And I love the fact that it read, like if you watch the crowd, they all joined in.
Participated, right? The
Yeah.
swag serpent was like that. I was like, yo, this
Thank
is
you.
everything. Yes, it was so good. And the colors, everything just was so bomb. So congratulations to you and
Thank you so much.
hip hop obviously 50th birthday and hip hop the honors for even giving that platform the opportunity to share the hip hop. We've come a long way. in that regard, and then mixing the ages together, because you all as dancers didn't necessarily grow up with the Dougie Fresh era. You probably know
Right.
it now, of course, but at that time you all are a little younger. So just to even embrace it like that was just bomb.
Oh my gosh, it's an honor. I mean, in hip I mean, I teach hip hop on a weekly,
Okay.
to pay homage to what I give back to the community. It was more than just being on TV for me. It was a whole big thing.
Yes, a whole big thing. Now, talking about teaching choreography, who and where do you teach choreography?
So in Atlanta, in the city, I teach at I Inspire, it's a dance studio. I teach Wednesday nights at 7:30, just a weekly class. But in the industry, I've been blessed to, choreograph for so many people. Autumn Marini, she's a new artist that signed to Black Round, which was Aaliyah's
Oh,
label.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're starting to come back up, and she is their headhunt, first woman of the label.
Okay.
I
What's her
was
name again?
Autumn Marini,
Autumn Marini, and she's with the late
Black Round. Yeah.
Leah, rest in peace, her label.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I did her first two music videos, me and a good friend of mine, Alexa Dorhoy.
Okay.
We did her first solo video, and then the second one was produced by Jazzy Faye, and Kodak Black was featured on it. So that was a big experience. Another artist I choreograph and dance for is Genuine. That's a current
Wait,
job.
wait. You did not choreograph for Genuine. No, no way. Have you not been on social media? Did you know he was trending? Is that your
Okay,
fault? Is
so
that
listen,
your
listen,
fault,
let's
Keith?
go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. So when I
I'm
was
here for it.
So backstory about the whole same OG, the whole little bottleneck thing. When I was hired for the job,
Oh my
we
God.
we were told 2 weeks in advance, hey, so I need you to choreograph and dance for Genuine. You got a
Okay.
show at State Farms Arena. By the way, he's not coming to rehearsal. So I was like, what do you mean the artist isn't coming? It's Genuine. Like this is my first, like as a solo choreographer, big job.
Okay.
So I'm like, what do you mean Genuine's not coming? He's like, that's just not how he rolls. So he'll see you at the performance. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went back and I would watch every dance or every live concert of Genuine.
Okay.
And that's how I would choreograph after that. I'd be like, how does he work the stage? What is his natural movement? So for same OG, he would always do this move.
What is the move?
I got you, I got you, I got you. So he would always do the whole right? You can't see the feet, but you know the movement.
That's all we've seen from the meme is the upper body. Now I gotta
So,
ask you, did he do it correctly or not? Is that what you taught
okay.
him?
So yeah, that's his move. I didn't give that to him. Technically, he gave that to us. Like I saw it and I was like, cool. So all the
Why you need to go to practice.
so the show that went viral, we were there. We were on the show and we just left the stage.
Yeah.
They got him when he was by himself. It looks so much better when we're all together. But by himself, hey, listen, G is the man. G is the man. You can't tell him
Shout
nothing.
out to Genuine, yes.
Yeah, he is.
But he should not have left rehearsal, or he should have waited for the rest of the crew before he broke out with his solo move. Because now
be in rehearsal, okay? Tank said it, so I can say it. we here.
shout out to Tank. I can't even believe it. It's like, oh my gosh, we have the choreographer here, and he is saying he did not have anything to do.
Listen, that movement is hot. Okay, I don't know what everyone's talking. That is a cold move. G is a dancer now. Don't get it twisted. He knows how to bring it
why
forward.
are they mimicking it? Why are they making laughter from it?
You got to think about it this way, right? You guys see a big move, whether it's the Dougie, no matter what it is, and everyone wants to mimic it. But G, he's seasoned in the game. He's OG. So when he does something that's like, monumental, everyone wants to jump on board, no matter how you take it.
That is hilarious, and it is so cool that you actually one of the pioneers too, as well in the R&B game. You have him as a client, and the fact that he has been trending forever with
Yes,
that particular dance move. So, shout out to Genuine. We're going to look for something new in 23, please. Thank you.
yes. Okay.
And that's going to be on you. So please, let's get that
We got
together
it.
now for your
We got
tour.
it.
So are you guys on tour?
So, yep, he's back on the road. He Genuine tours all year round.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's shows that he has a live band, just the background singers, and then sometimes the background singers and us, or the live band and us. So his show is always something different. He never gives you the exact same show back to back. The next thing that he has coming up that's huge is the Lovers and Friends show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's gonna be a big one. So be on the lookout for that. We're hitting the road. And yeah, so all year round there's something every month with Genuine. It's been a blessing just to share the stage with him.
Absolutely.
He's been so
Congratulations.
welcoming. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, congratulations on that. And I may have to catch you all on one of those tour dates. So keep me
Please.
posted. Yeah,
Yes.
that'll be cool. Musical influences growing up. Who were they for you?
So growing up, you can't do anything but acknowledge Heatwave. At the age of 2 was the first time my dad brought me on stage with Heatwave. And it
Yay.
started off very much like, this is my boy, he's on stage. But I think my whole family, and I was 2 years old, but realized this isn't just a toddler on stage. Like, he knows how to work a crowd. So
Yay.
since age of 2, I was always touring with Heatwave. I didn't know I wanted to do it as a career, like be a dancer.
Okay.
I was just,
Okay.
dad's on stage, so I'm going to be on stage with him. So that was definitely a big music influence. After that, I grew up with older sisters, from 6 to 16 or 5 to 16 years plus.
Yeah.
So from early 90s to late 80s, I can go to Brandy, such a huge musical influence. Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk, was the song I sang left and right, back to front, with the wrong words and all.
Okay.
But still paying back to the disco 70s era, Earth, Wind and Fire,
Sure.
Stylistics.
Yeah.
Those are the groups that I grew up with. Now, when I started to understand music more, start to get in the groove, I loved anybody that had a live band. Anybody that had real R&B. I think Tank is our best male vocalist right now.
You think so?
Best male vocalist, but Chris Brown is our best male artist. In my opinion, that's where I go. But I give to them JoJo, my wife since Leave Get Out, that has been one of my favorite female artists. Lucky Day keeps R&B alive. Masego, K Tronada, I'm all over the board.
You're all over the board. Yeah, you got to expand. But those are some that I enjoy as well. The verdict would still be out on best. I would give probably top 3, just depending upon where we go. But for Tank, yes, I give him though more than just vocal. I think that his persona is like the new day of like,
yeah.
I'm not certain as to where I would put him, but I think that he bodies that whole like swag, right?
I'll say this, and this might be far shooting. I think where Snoop Dogg is to hip hop, this generation now should look at Tank as R&B.
Okay.
Like, he's Uncle Tank,
Okay.
He's the guy
Uncle Tank. We'll see if he wants that title.
Hey,
No, he wants to be uncle yet, but we'll see.
Right.
Uncle Genuine, maybe. But I was about Uncle Tank.
I can see where we're at.
Yeah, we'll see about it. And now when they were a whole group, Genuine, Tank, and Tyrese, that was a dope combination as well. I missed it, but it was a dope combination.
I was talking to Genuine, and the verses was all hot, and I was like, there's only one person on my mind who can go toe to toe with Genuine in a verses. But before I say it, I want to know who you think would go.
But Genuine, you're getting ready to say Tyrese?
Nope. But I want to see who you would say though.
with Genuine. I mm, I might would say Neo.
Okay, I can see that. My person I would go to is Cisco. And this is
Okay.
why.
Okay.
Nobody has a song like Pony, like the thong song. But I asked Genuine what
But
he
it would start and stop. So that would be the only thing. At least if it was another artist, they might drag, he would have to bring in
yeah.
like the groups and stuff like that to be
Drew
able to make it
Hill,
more.
because
Yeah.
Cisco has
Yeah.
Drew
Yeah. Yeah.
Hill
Yeah.
and Genuine has TGT.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But Genuine said he don't got the hits. And I said, all right. I said, you're right.
Genuine say he doesn't have the hits.
He said, I won't do a versus. Just personally, he wouldn't do it. But he said Cisco is a good competitor, but he doesn't have the hits. And I said, hey, that's coming from G himself.
Okay, well, we'll see what Versus has to say. Maybe they'll reel them in and see what
We'll
happens.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because we can obviously do our Teddy Pendergrasses and Luthers and
Mhm.
Marvins and all that. We can do that in that era of time. Now, like you say, it is something to think about to create that new
Yep.
kind of record of who would be, the ones that
You're the new
you all would
pioneers.
speak about because you're, just a little bit younger than me.
But
But
yeah, for the
yeah,
new
who you
pioneers in
say?
the game. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. I think you should start compiling that list. I'd like to see
All
who
right.
who
I
we
might do
have.
that. I might put
But
that together.
the interesting thing is that a lot of them from like our time look at those folks as their inspiration. So I think
Mhm.
bringing it forward, I think we still would stay strong. Now where we're going to have a break is your age. I
Yeah.
wonder. Now like Lucky Day, like you say, or Masiag or Dixon,
Mhm.
some of those folks, I think they're bringing the torch forward. I think so.
Yeah. I don't
Uh-huh.
think I don't think R&B is dead. R&B is
No,
still
no, no,
here,
no, no.
but right now it's the women of hip hop. They are running it right now, and it's their
Women
time.
of hip hop.
It's
Who
their
who are
time.
your who are your choices for that? Women of hip hop.
Sheesh. You know what's so funny? And this isn't because of any personal preference. I'm watching the game. I
Okay.
don't think I have a vote, as in who I think is over who, but I'm admiring the fact that there's so many, music is big now.
Yeah,
Any artist can be an artist on Spotify
sure.
without the label. So I'm watching all these new pioneers take off. And it's funny coming from a dancer perspective because all of my friends are now booking with the Lottos, with the Amarettas. They're working with all these new artists. So I get to see in a different light. And right
Yeah.
now it's not just a record, it's how are you on stage? Like how you perform.
Performance. That's why you
Yeah.
enjoy Chris Brown because he is
Our
the
best
new
performer.
day performer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think many can touch him. You're right about that. I don't
On
think many can touch
performing,
him as a performance.
yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And he really idolizes Michael Jackson. So in his whole take on
Mhm.
what he's doing, he's giving it everything he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Man, I
think
wish I wish the AMAs, I think that's what the award show was.
that they
I
didn't do.
wish it kept to their original plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get plans change, but I wish they kept to the original plan because the rehearsal footage of that Michael Jackson
So,
tribute, amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What songs do you enjoy dancing to? Up tempo, slow? What do you like?
I'm a funk guy. I
Okay.
love the funk. So Chris Brown, if anyone has taken my class in the city, my go-to is a Chris Brown song. I like to venture and try different things, but there's just so many like musicality wise
Sure.
that I can pick across from. So if the song has harmonies, if the song has real instruments or at least a strong musicality, not just a heavy bass, ad libs, like those things are what I look for, just the full production.
So
So
of course Bruno Mars would be another. Yeah.
yes, that
Anderson Paak.
Bruno and
Yeah.
Chris are my dream artists to work with.
Okay. All right.
I would say Bruno over Chris, only because the type of music that Bruno makes is
So
at
image.
home. You
Yeah,
know, Bruno pays homage to the disco era, the
absolutely.
full band era. So I think I would appreciate that. But
Hmm.
the Justin Timberlakes, the Chris Browns, the Brunos, whatever brings a real production, that's where you'll find me. That's where you'll
Good.
find me. Yes.
Good, good, good. Yeah, and you've put it out there, so now we'll look for you on those
Hey,
stages
come
real
on
soon.
now. Yes.
Yes, because that was going to be my next question is who would you like to work with? So yeah, you've put it out there and
Yeah.
getting ready for getting for that. Now the Lovers and Friends tour though is so many on there.
Oh
So,
my
you know,
God.
that will obviously open up probably
Yeah.
some other opportunities for that.
I hope so. You know what's gotten me this far in my career because I don't have an agent. You know, it's been networking and being in people's good graces.
Good for you.
I do
Good
feel
for
like
you.
how you come across to everybody from that first time to the last
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
it matters. You know, I've been blessed to have friends in the industry to say, who can we get on the job and my name be in the room? You know, I don't have someone as an agent fighting for me. I just have
Right.
my reputation and God willing, it's been great. It's been really great.
And you have an angel.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, yes, for
Yes,
sure.
you
My
do
dad
have
is
an
definitely
angel.
with me.
I do believe so. So that is definitely a blessing as well to be able to catapult your career for sure. And your energy, you know, if you're staying connected and just really, really bringing in that and seen all over doing so many things, then, you know, it'll definitely continue to happen for you. And then we'll be watching you on the big stages with the, and I'll say, I remember when you
Yes,
said.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So now, what is in the plans for you moving forward? Do you have merch? Do you have any special events that you're working
Yeah,
on? What's new
so
for you?
the year 2023 is the year that I am, you know, full-heartedly saying I'm going for my opportunities. You know, whatever extra I gotta put in, you know, I've always done, but this year I want to add a little bit more fire to the pit, you know.
Okay.
So upcoming, you know, I do have a studio. Me, my mom, and my sister, we started our own little nonprofit organization called Positive Impact International.
Yep.
And they put me as the director of dance. So my program is Studio Wild or just Wild Atlanta, WLD. So I took the I out. I kind of stuck with the whole no I in team. So just Wild with no I.
Okay.
And we have hoodies, you know, we have a little bit of some merch that, you know, I'm slowly starting to open up and, you know, start a website and branch it out. But right now it's definitely personal contacts. You know, they reach out to me and then I'll, you know, handle business that way. So that's one. We're starting our studio back up. I'm starting my company back up. It's a dance company. We're on YouTube. It's called Wild ATL. So WLD ATL.
Okay.
We do a bunch of, you know, concept dance visuals. Um, so that's been good. Work on Genuine, you know, going back on the road. I've kind of kept this on the hush. I won't say
Oh my
exactly what
goodness.
it is. But I fly to New York in a couple days to do a callback for an audition. So Broadway is definitely on the horizon.
Yay! Good for
Um,
you.
Thank you. You know, so
Yes, that'll give me an
that
excuse to get there faster because
come
there's a
on
few I
now.
want to see and I have not gotten there yet. So I'll be there for that for sure.
Yes. So, you
Yes.
know, just that and just different performances. You know, I'm just trying to, I'm really trying to put my name and my work out there and just live up to the legacy. You know, it sounds big, it
It's
sounds
big.
terrifying,
Yeah.
but it's been so just easy coming. You know, I
Yeah.
haven't done anything more than just be myself. And, you know, it's been blessing me this far. So, yeah.
Sure, sure. Now, in your classes, or not just in your classes, but when you are preparing to do a big event, how long does it typically take to choreograph something? Like how long do you
Um,
find yourself in studio?
Um, I'm a big procrastinator. That is my, you know, my pet peeve, my red flag. So when it gets to, you know, the couple days in advance when I have to teach a class, I call up the family. I call up my, you know, my dance fam and I say, hey, I have an idea. Do y'all want to meet me in the studio? Let's, you know, let me see what it looks like on all of us together.
Yeah.
And that's been the quickest way that I've been able to get my creativity out. It's just been dancing with the people who make me happy to dance with, the people who love to be in the studio, and we all catch the same vibe. So it'll take me with them an hour, hour and a half, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay. Now, are you telling a story, painting a picture? Is there anything that you're doing to tie it to a song, or is there something that you think about while you're building the routine?
Lyrics go first.
Okay.
Lyrics are first. If I can, lyrics and the melodic flow of it. You know, if I like the way the song is driven, you know, I like what's being said, and the musicality kind of goes through it. I'm very imagery. So if I can put what's being said to movement and it can be seen very clear, um, that's where I go to. I heard
Yeah.
someone say, you know, if you're teaching to someone who is deaf,
Right.
you know, how would they know what you're doing?
That's right. That's
And that's where I kind of want to go to. Like it's a very clear image just visually.
yeah.
So that's kind of my goal. That's the picture that I'm pitched, you know, how the song being portrayed. And if
Yeah.
I can make it be seen with movement, that's what I go to.
So, this was a thing at one point, with the whole Kiki and that. So now what happens when this is old? What do we do next?
With the heart image, whatever.
Yeah, like remember we were doing that Kiki,
Right.
I love. So when that becomes like a thing and
Straight
we're
out.
over it, what
Uh-huh.
will we do next in
I
terms
mean,
of
hey, you can take it with your chest. You know, you can make it more personalized. You know,
okay,
everyone knows this. That's a heart, but why don't you
right.
use your heart? Like, go with your body. You
Yeah.
know, there's so many other things you can do.
Yeah, I think that's so cool because of course you guys have to continue to invent. It's not like you can just keep pulling back from things. So I just wonder where that inspiration comes from and just looking at things to be able to get different ideas to communicate the same thing to, like you stated, someone that may not be able to necessarily hear you but still need to see you. How are you going to convey this?
Listen, what
Like,
I'll say
okay, that
to
was last year.
yeah, what I'll say to any up and coming, you know, dancer who wants to be in the industry or a choreographer who's, you know, and a brain fart and you're kind of stumped. Take class. Be in other people's pocket or other people's creativity because that will open
Yeah.
up, you know, oh, I didn't think about it this way, but they did. So now it, you know, this avenues. I went through a phase where it was 3, 4 years I wasn't taking class. I was just teaching my own stuff where now it starts to get repetitive and you're kind of like, I need to branch out. I need to open up my mind. So yeah,
Yeah.
you know, being in other people's space and then their creativity, listening to different music that you wouldn't normally listen to, you know,
Sure.
that opens up so many things.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that with that, that's where art really becomes a necessity because you have to look at so many different things, so
Yeah.
many different types of music to get the ideas. You can't stay in one, because obviously people are repeating and repeating that thing. So to be creative and on top of it, you got to start jumping off of skateboard ramps and flipping through
Yeah.
fire hoops and all kinds of stuff to give it that whole thing that they're doing now.
Yes,
that'll
absolutely.
that'll get you on the big stages. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I used to be a skateboarder back in the day, but then I got older. My knees started getting dancing knees. I couldn't be
That you
rooted the
older.
same.
Can you skate like on roller skates?
I can, but listen, have you seen Usher skate?
Oh my God. Usher skating and then Jermaine Dupri skating. But listen, the crazy thing is, and I'm not trying to whatever, but I used to skate like that.
Come
Like
on now.
several days a week, I could do my whole group skating and we had to, you come and watch us do our thing. So I'm a little
Uh-huh.
jealous that they, because I think I would be like a little kid now,
Get
like
back
on
in
those
it. Get back
like
in it. You got it.
yeah. But I think that skating is so fun. But like you say, it's the strength that you need, like in your legs and your knees and
Yeah. Listen,
but I am
I'm
gonna
gonna
put
pick
that
it
on the
up.
list.
I'm gonna pick it up one day. The little grooves that they be doing, like when everyone's doing the same thing, I gotta learn
Everyone.
those.
Yes. Usher
I
got it
gotta learn
though.
those.
Yeah. He
Yes.
definitely has it. He has it, JD. I've noticed that he's been doing some. And then
Yup.
there's been some other, like social media folks that I don't know their names, but they got the
Listen, social media changed the game on so many things, you know,
Yeah.
like it gave everybody an avenue and a platform to
Yeah.
be known for what they're doing, whether the media made you know, the radio made you know, like there's definitely big perks to social
Yeah.
media.
And I think it's a great networking source. Obviously,
Yeah,
now it's used a little different than it was before, and I think
yeah,
that's good. But it gives everyone an opportunity to not only see, but now you feel like you can reach out for things like, I want to hire him and I don't know how to get him. You don't have
yeah,
an agent, so at least they can just DM you and you, guess what? Will respond.
yeah, yes. I run my business, I run my brand, so
Yeah.
it comes with, there's definitely perks and cons to everything. But it makes me so personal that
Yeah.
that's what I want to keep. That's what I want to still, hold on to in my career. I want to be presentable. I still want to be someone that someone can reach out to and be like, you know, it's going to be a warm welcoming. It's not going to be like, I don't know if I'm going to be turned away. I wasn't raised that way. My dad is
Sure.
the highest of his career, is still a people person. And I was taught, by the best. So I will always be that.
Yeah. Did you like Thriller when you were growing up?
Yeah, I loved Thriller when I was growing up. The music video scared me as a child, but I loved it. The choreography was great. And then to find out that my dad's keyboard player wrote Thriller, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's crazy
It's
things.
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad told me that one day in the kitchen on such a nonchalant Tuesday. Like he was just cooking one day and
Oh
was
yeah.
like, "Hey, we wrote Thriller, right?" And I was like, "That's great."
Like what?
Just drop
I
that
don't
bomb
want
on
any
me.
more of these Cheerios. What?
Right. I just drop that bomb on me. All right, cool.
Right. And then he turns around, or no. And then who turns around and tells you about the Beatles? Who shares that story with you?
So it's so funny, right? We get this big article blown up in our house, right? And it's like the article of, I think it was Paul, maybe it's one of the Beatles, but it was saying without Lord Woodbine, there would be no Beatles, right? So I'm over here, I'm seeing this big old laminated article being put on the wall. And I'm talking to my sister and my mom. I'm like, what is this? And they were just like, oh, this is granddad. And so everything just kind of stops for a second. And I was like, what do you mean this is granddad? And so I get a whole history lesson of, back in the day, my grandfather owned a club and the Beatles, well, before they were the Beatles, I had a full band, were big fans of my grandfather. And, one thing led to another. They get a drummer. My mom says, yeah, they're, rehearsing in our living room. So when it comes to the Michael leg of the tree, to the Beatles leg of the tree, it was very overwhelming to the fact of, oh, we're plugged into the music industry.
Love.
I'm, face value, dad's doing this, but you don't know the roots of how many things were plugged in. I always wanted to be an artist. I always
Yeah.
wanted to be somewhat in the industry. Dance just took off, and I was like, all right, God, you're telling me something. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. But
That
yeah,
is
it was
so
great.
awesome. Yes. Let's cheers to that because that was just a whole thing.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so, so much. Now, we'll ask you one. We like to give a little bit in terms of, those folks that are going through and still trying to find themselves and get their career going because we know the success of things. But from your growing up, I mean, you were a young man and you had to go through some things in order to get to where you are. Anything you would leave with someone aspiring to be a choreographer or someone in the entertainment, arts and entertainment world?
Yeah. As much as we want to be, I say prideful in the most positive way, but prideful in our craft, it doesn't hurt to have help. It doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt to network and to be with people. I think for a moment, I was very much like, I want what I'm doing to blow up and people know it was me. And it did some traction, but I think the more I was welcoming to the community, the more that I networked and got to know people in just the area and started just, well, what do you do? And kind of put myself second and third. It
Okay.
put myself also forward as well. You
Mhm.
know, it's not only about your craft or yourself. I think that was the biggest thing that taught me. Just highlighting other people also puts fruit and flowers in your basket as well.
Absolutely. Such a pleasure to talk with you, Keith. Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
so much for joining us this evening on your Friday evening. I'm certain you have so much to do, but we do appreciate you taking time to share and talk with us and inspire those that are still looking to do that. We thank you for, I guess, doing your choreography with Genuine, and we're going to look for some new.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna be on every stage. I got you. But thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Keith Wilder. We is choreographer. He is talent all the way around in his DNA. Legacy to obviously our known Heat Wave member. And brother to Tam, who's another family of champagne and conversation. So we just got a lot going on right here, but all love. Happy New Year to you.
Happy
I
New
guess,
Year.
are we finished saying that yet? But anyway, if
But
not,
listen, I tell people I hope the start of the new year has been great for you. You know, like you just start off on a different leg. But you know, thank you so much for having me, and I hope the start of the new year has been nothing but amazing for you. And you know, on to amazing and amazing things for the both of us.
absolutely. Hang with us. We'll take you out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.